Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today. And I'm Samir Kumar, Training Manager for Hanwha Techwin, Middle East and Africa. All right. There will be slight tone issues because I am under the weather. So I did not want to postpone the training. So I'm conducting the training as planned. Okay. So it's good because I have more bass voice now. Okay. Here we go. So before we begin, for those who are attending this training for the first time from Hanwha Techwin, a short brief is we are a Fortune 500 company, and in the global ranking, we are one of the top 500 companies in the entire world. All right. Then within South Korea, it's updated. We are now seventh largest company in South Korea. We are a conglomerate, which means we are a group of companies all owned by Hanwha. So Hanwha Group, that's why it's called Hanwha Group. The subsidiary manufacturing CCTV is and access control intercom audio is Hanwha Techwin. So Hanwha Techwin. The product name that we are, the signature brand that we are using as a label on our product is Wisenet. Okay, so it's like this. Apple is a brand name. iPhone is the product name. Same way, Wisenet is our product name of our security products. Under Wisenet, we have Wisenet Access Control, we have Wisenet Q Series, X Series for CCTV, and so on. Okay, good. Now let's go to the access control features. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can just post in the question window immediately so we can cover it without any delay. And if audio everything is fine, or if not fine, just let me know now itself as we begin the training. Okay, let's go. All right, access control features. And before we begin into the access control system, the first question that comes to your mind is, does WiseNet access control have all the needed features to support my project, to make compliance for my project? So in this particular set of slides, you will go through those features. So when you look at a specification or compliance, you are comfortable to say yes or no. So you can understand directly from this set of slides. All right. Okay. The first feature that is part of the access control system is a role-based access control. What is a role-based access control? Oops. Role-based access control. Okay. Role is this is also called as dual authorization. Dual authorization. Okay. Some specifications you'll find this word. And the purpose of this is if I have to enter my house, two people have to swipe the card to enter. Usually, what we do, we swipe only one card, and you can enter the office or any room or any let's say house or whatever, or your prop. I mean, if in your building, if there is access card, you just swipe and you enter. But in dual authorization, two people should swipe for more accountability. For high value, high sensitive areas, you can have multiple cards. Both of them should swipe, only then you get access. Okay, this is also known as dual authorization, and you can enforce sequence. What is the meaning of this? You can say first supervisor should swipe and then the staff should swipe. So only people who are knowledgeable of this sequence, they will swipe correctly. Otherwise, if they swipe the other way around, then you can get an alarm or a notification that this rule was violated. Okay. When they violate it, you can still allow them to enter. So that is called entry type only report violation or deny and report. If you say deny, they cannot enter, and the event will be reported as a rule violated. So you can customize that. And you can also say within 1 second or 2 second, both of them should swipe. So all these are small, small features part of this, uh, you know, for part of this main dual authorization function. Next is user group. This is what we are commonly aware of in any access control system. Without this, there is no access control system. Who should access which door? Okay, so gate barriers. Only people who have been allotted a parking lot can access gate barrier. Only people who are allotted access to finance department can access the finance. So it's called groups. Finance department, they will have one door, maybe they have two doors. So you will make a group of two doors or three doors and assign that group to Samuel. So if I work for finance, I have access to finance door, as well as if the building has two or three entrance door, I have access to all of them. Okay, so you can assign multiple groups to me, up to 7 groups. Next is a reader tamper detection. What is reader tamper detection? If the wire between the reader and the board is disconnected, you will get a notification. That's it. Okay, so this is called tamper detection. Interlocking. Interlock is like two doors. They work. They work together. For example, in the picture, you can see when the person enters through the first door, he has to lock it. If he doesn't lock the first door, he cannot open the second one. All right, so it is interlocked. Okay, and also the space is the interlock space. So control the locking of two or more doors. So he has to close the previous door before opening the other door. He cannot leave it open. Okay, this is interlocking. You can have two or more as you require. Fire mastering, this is also a common requirement. If there is fire, you have to first open all the door. Then second, you have to figure out how many people are still inside the property. So if someone is still there, from the report called mustering report. This word we are not really for these all from the UK terms. So mustering report for us it can just say occupant fire or whatever occupancy report or whatever. But yeah, it's called mustering report. You will find the same word in the specification also. So mustering report means okay, who's still there inside the property, and you can give it to the police or the uh, fire service, and to tell them there are still people stuck inside the building. Okay. Next is LDAP integration. LDAP integration is integration with Active Directory. If your company has already a database, we can import the database of first name, last name. Okay. This is called LDAP interface. You can do that. Next is all the features that we're talking about, they're all included. No need to pay any license. Next is SMTP integration, is simple mail integration. If there's an event, you can get an email. So you can integrate with your email server. Next is a lift access control. Lift is slightly different because if you open a door, you only open one door, right? If you enter your office, you are opening only one door. But in a lift, when you swipe the card and if you have access to 10 floors, you should open 10 doors. According in the software words, in the software term, it is 10 floors is 10 relays. Okay, so that's the difference between a normal door and a lift door. A lift door, if it is 50 floors, there are 50 relays. He has to open all. If you have access to 50 floors, all 50 relays should open. All 50 doors should open. If you have access to only 5 floors, or only 5 floors will open, the remaining should be closed. So you understand the difference between a normal door and a lift door, right? So that's why with lift we have a separate setting. What you do is you assign a reader as sorry, you create a lift and you say how many floors this lift has. Okay, and then each floor you will assign a relay contact. We have output boards for that. We will assign a relay contact. Then this lift, let's say lift 1, lift 2, lift 3, uh, which we assign, so that is Okay, that is step number one. Step number two, we create a lift group. Just like a door group, finance door, entrance door, we have create a lift group. Lift group one. In lift group one, he can access to uh, lift number one, only two floors. Lift number two, only three floors. So we can combine a lift group is a from different floors from different lifts. You can combine together and make one lift group. So as a, as Samuel, I have access to the staff lift up to the finance department or only the finance department floor. As staff, I also have access to the ground floor from all the lift. Okay, so I will create in my uh, when I create my card holder, I will also add these rights or user rights for me. I can access finance floor from all the lift or maybe only the staff lift, and then from every other lift, emergency lift, whatever lift, I have access to the ground floor. Okay, so something like that I can create a lift group and add this group to me as my as my you can say authorization that I have or credential that I have. Okay, next, if any doubts, just let me know and we'll cover that as well. Okay, next is work hour report. This is a very basic feature. It's good to have than not to have. So it's not a pure time attendance system. It is just a report which tells you when was the first time the person came, when was the last time the person left. First swipe, last swipe. In between, if he swipes, it is not counted. Only first and last. Okay, within that day, within that 24 hours, 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, so if I come at 9 o'clock, I leave at 6 o'clock, then it will calculate 9 hours and then I'm okay. So I completed 9 hours per day in office. Next is anti-pass back. Anti-pass back is in access control system. If if you enter a building through the card reader and okay, so let me see how to explain it in an easier way. Okay, so let's say in my office there are two readers. In when I enter there is a reader. When I leave again there is a reader. Okay, so when I leave, if I don't swipe it, if I don't swipe the card, my friend left it open, so I just left. In that case, tomorrow, the next day when I come back, according to the software, I'm still in the office. I did not leave because I did not swipe the card, right? So when you enter, you have to swipe. When you leave, again you have to swipe on the exit reader, not the same one. There are two readers per door. So this is called anti-pass back. So if ever you are not swiping in both the readers, then you are not allowed entry. So there is something called local and global. Global means if if let's say I university take a university. Let's say I went in the library. I used the access card, and then when I leave, I forgot to swipe. I just left. Then when I go back to another building, maybe another building, IT room or computer lab, I cannot enter because according to the software, I still did not exit the library. Okay, that is called global because multiple controllers can share the data and say, okay, this guy is still under my rules. He still did not leave that property. Okay, so this also you can not really used, but yeah, you can create that. What you can do if you create this setting, you can say report and allow access, which means it will allow him anyway, but just report it and say he did not, he violated the anti-passback rule. Or you can say report and deny access, which means he will not be allowed to enter until he goes back and checks out from the library. Okay, it's called anti-passback, local and global. Okay, allowing access is called soft anti-passback. If you're denying access, it's called hard anti-passback. Next is guard tour. This is an interesting feature. Let's say if you own a hotel, if you want your security guard to physically check all the exit of the building, maybe there are three exits. Uh, he has to physically go and check at 12 o'clock in the night, at 1 o'clock in the other door, at 2 o'clock in the other door. If you want to do this, how will you make sure he went there? So what you can do, put a reader in each of the doors, excuse me, put a reader in each of the doors and let the security guard go and swipe at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. So you know for sure he went and checked that door, then only he can swipe, right? Because he has to be physically next to that door. So this is called guard door system. It is free feature included in our software. Next is visitor management. Again, this is asked in many specifications. So in the specifications, you will find visitor management feature. What is the feature all about? If your guest is coming in, he has no idea which floor to go. So he will say, okay, I want to meet this person. So the security receptionist or security guard will say, okay, he's in the 10th floor. Here is the card. Okay. So when he's issuing the card, he will issue in the guest name. So the issuance or the issuing is happening on the spot. Okay. It is not, um, it's because from the management side, they have no idea who's coming to the 10th floor, right? They just know someone wants to go to 10th floor, but they don't know which person. So the card is issued on the spot. That's why it's called visitor management, visitor card management. So it is issued on his name on the spot. Okay, but just remember uh, that particular card, the visitor card for 10th floor, is pre-configured for 10th floor only. Okay, that's why when you go to certain offices, they are having one some storage space. They have some organizer where they have kept all the cards and they will pick the one of the card and give you, right? So when you say 10th floor, they will go to probably the set of cards which has access to 10th floor and they will issue in your name. So those cards, those guest cards are already pre-assigned to some floors, but they are not issued on anyone's name yet. Okay, so those cards are already pre-issued from the access control management software, but before using, it will be issued on the spot by the receptionist. Okay, that is called visitor cards. So you will enter the name, gender, company name, who's the host, and then check in. When he leaves, you can check out. When he comes back again, the details are already in the history. You can check him in again. Okay. Access control has mapping option and it supports image files. Okay. I will be sharing the PowerPoint so you can access this. Next is when you create a card holder, you can enter the card holder's name, company name, department. So basically, you can have in one access control software two companies, three companies, sub companies: Hanwha Aerospace, Hanwha Defense, Hanwha CC Techwin, okay, Hanwha Chemical. So you can have different companies under one access control software. Next is you can issue multiple cards. So for this person, I can issue a card number, access card. I can issue him an access card. And on the right side, I can select which all group of doors he can access. Group 1, all finance doors. Group 2, all entrance door, like that. So I create a name, I issue a card number, and I select which all access group he has access, which all lift group he has access. Valid date, if it is lost, expiry date, then card role. Card role is what? Dual authorization, right? Is the staff or admin, if you have, you can do that. Then extended access. What is extended access? Sometimes you want to keep the door open for a long time. Maybe he's the office boy who, or the gate, security gate, who wants to keep the door for some cargo or some courier guys coming in. They want to keep the door open for a long time. So they have extended access. So it will not create an alarm saying the door is left open. So it will give him more time to keep the door open. Exempt anti-pass bag. That means this guy is VIP. He doesn't have to really swipe the card before leaving. anti-pass back. Now, anti-pass back is not a feature that is already enabled. If you want, you can enable it, but there is no license or anything. Its feature is there. You can comply to it, and it's a hassle because everyone has to follow the rules of swiping the card when they leave the office. So most of the time, we have only one reader. When they leave, they press a push button and they go, right? Usually, that's the scenario in most access control. But for certain labs, you can keep. No, that is good. Next. Okay, next is detailed information. Okay, additional information about the person you can enter. You can, we support fingerprint readers. You can scan the fingerprint and think two fingerprints you can scan. Okay, and face recognition. Um, we have a reader for it. Or you can register the face also. Next, in case if you want to add birthday or any other custom field, you can do that. You can create a custom field of text box, checkbox, description box, date and time. You can create any custom field. IO link. IO link is every controller has input and output. You can link from one input and trigger output. For example, if someone opens a staircase door, it has a door contact, and you want a sounder. If you want a light to blink, you can do that. So it's you link an input to an output. Next is we already saw this. You can create multiple companies under one access control system. You can assign which doors go to which company. Meal counting is also another counter. It's basically a counter. Every time you swipe, it will count one, two, three, four. So in case you're issuing a free coffee per day, you can keep track how many times you put a reader next to the coffee machine or next to the dispensing station or let's say photocopying machine. You just want to know how many times they're using it. Okay, so yeah, then you can use it for that purpose. Okay. Time scheduling is basically scheduling when the doors can open. During holidays, nobody can open the doors, something like that. Next is reporting. Reporting is sorry for that. Reporting is just to get a report of who accessed which door. This door was accessed by how many people, how many incident happened, a particular event. So all these are reports. Visitor report, guard report. So you can take a report of all this. Okay, what are the events supported? Granted, denied, door forced open, left open, power failure, tamper alarm. All these are events supported. Okay, in access control, you can take a copy of the database automatically on a remote network drive. You can keep a scheduled database backup every day or every week or every month. You can keep a backup, or you can do a manual backup also. Then all the data in the access control system by default it is for 3 months. You can make it for 6 months, 1 year if you require. So those who are doing access control system, just keep a note. Um, if your project requires to store for 1 year, you have to change it in the software. By default it is 3. You can change. Click the menu and change to 1 year also. Okay. Okay, user management. We have three types of users for access control. Configuration user. What is configuration user? He can uh, he can add controller, create a door, create user right, create visitor card, create guard door management. He's everything. Monitoring. Monitoring is a person who can only see what's happening. Someone enter, left, real time, events, real time, who's accessing, leaving, all that monitoring he can do. Visitor management. Visitor management is the guy who cannot create a new card, but he can only issue already pre-configured visitor cards. Visitor management, it's a separate application. So we have when you install the access control software, it will ask you, do you want to install also visitor management? You say yes. It will install one more application on your desktop called visitor management. Okay, so configuration is all in all. He has access to everything. Monitoring is for basically you can also see it's a checkbox. You can say he has access to all three. Okay, configuration, monitoring, and visitor. So you can give all three rights to one person. Okay. You can import Excel sheet um, of your person, card holder, first name, last name. Okay, so that can be done. Then you can integrate with our VMS, SSM VMS. If a door is access granted, you will get a live video on the left side, photo on the right side, card number, door status, employee, company, department, all that data you'll get on your CCTV system. The integration is free with our own VMS SSM. You can have a map in SSM, you can put camera and door in the same map. Okay, you can also unlock the door from SSM. Right click, unlock. So this is one single interface for monitoring you can do. And software also has built-in badging application, so you can create your own badge, two side, one side, both are available. Okay, now the interface, client interface. There is a feature called door management. Let's say there is two types of door, standard door and fire door. Fire is all the emergency exit. If you want to, let's say during fire, all the door opened. If you want to unlock it, you don't have to do manually one by one. You can say all doors lock, all doors unlock. So you can do this from the door management. Next, from the access control client interface, you can unlock, lock, reset the alarm. You can see the events, granted, denied, all the events you can see. If there is a card holder photo, you will see the photo here. You will see company name and so on. Okay, done. This event color and all that can be customized, and the application can auto log off if you're after 10 minutes, so people don't misuse. This is all extra features. Okay, now let's go to the core of the topic on how to design access control. Okay, okay, let me go directly to the let's see this. Okay, so there are two ways. 1 second. Yeah, there are two ways of using the access control system: centralized method or distributed method. Centralized method or distributed. Okay, the best way to remember this: central means only the central controller can talk to the database software. Okay, only the central controller. Look at the left side picture. Central. Only the central controller can speak to the software. He has Ethernet access, network port, network card. He can speak to the software over the network. The rest of them, where the next is reader board. These are slave boards or master slave configuration, or you can just say reader board. Reader board is the one connecting to the card readers. If you have one door with two readers, it's fine, or you can have two doors, each with one reader. So two doors per reader board. Okay. If it is one door with in and out reader, it is basically it supports uh, left and right two reader connections. So you can connect up to two doors. This is two doors. Let me repeat that point once again. Okay, sharing. Yes, Rabia, Namira, do you want me to? Yeah, you can unmute and ask. My audio should be fine now, right? Still now? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. All right, let's continue. Okay, if you want to unmute and ask a question, you can ask Amira and Rabia. Yeah, go ahead. All right, I will continue otherwise. Here we go. So, access control system, the first thing that you have to do is decide which type of configuration you will use for your project, centralized or distributed. First, let's see, before we go to this reader and controller details, first we will see what's the difference between them. In centralized controller option, only the central controller speaks to the software. The central controller alone has the memory, okay, has the memory of card holder, has the memory for all the events, has all the programming, everything is done on the central controller. Okay, then the central controller gives the command or decides, it's the brain. The central controller is the one deciding for the slave controllers. The slave controller or the reader board can connect to two readers. Okay, all right. Now, when you swipe the card, the reader board will only read the card number and send it to master controller. The master controller will check, okay, he has access to this door, then allow access. So again, the command will go back, and it's like a brain, and all these are uh, different parts of the body. Okay, so the reader board just reads, sends it to the master controller. He will decide and send it back. Now the master controller will keep all the events and he will push all the events to the database. So it will be updated in the software. Who entered, who left, who was denied access. So the central controller is the central point of communication. Now there can be a scenario where okay, just a second. All right. Yeah. So there can be a scenario if, let's say, this is the reader board and you have another reader board, another reader board, another reader board, all in a, a chain. Okay, reader board, reader board, and so on. If any of the reader board is, if the line is disconnected here, the rest of them will be out of the loop. They cannot communicate basically or access all these doors from here onwards will be out, disconnected. So this is the challenge for centralized access control configuration. Okay, so if a connection, if the disconnection happens here, after that all the reader boards will not work if the wire is disconnected. All right, in distributed, each board will directly speak to the reader. Again, you can see each board, this is each board will directly speak to the reader. Here, the central controller speaks to the subcontroller, the subcontroller speaks to the reader. So layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 here. Here, the main controller itself speaks to the reader. So this is the key difference. Now here, if any disconnection happens, no issue, only these two will be disconnected. You will have another board Another line with another controller with two readers, no issue. So only two doors get affected or two readers will get affected. Distributed is more expensive because you need more controllers with memory and processing capability. Centralized is cheaper. And because of that, most of the projects are still following centralized method. And the chances of disconnection, if you follow the conduiting properly, is less. But some critical sites, they are doing distributed. But majority of the standard projects, they are still following centralized. Okay. Then, what if the TCP/IP connection fails? If the TCP/IP connection is down, centralized controller is actually the brain of the system. It can still decide because whatever you saved up till that point, whatever user rights, whatever roles you created, everything is saved here. It is already injected and saved. So if there is any new change, it will not know because there is no TCP connection. But till the time that connection was there, it will keep it will have the updated rules and configuration. So based on that, it will decide, it will allow access, deny access, and once the connection is restored, it will send all the events, who entered, who left, who who violated the rules, all that events it will inject. How long it can save? So this is what you will see in the next slide. It can hold up to 50,000 events in offline mode. Okay, once it comes online, it will send it back. Got it? It has two readers interface. It has two reader interface. Now we will see up to four reader connection. We will see in the next coming slides. Okay, that okay. The controller, the master controller, the master controller can connect up to 32 boards. Okay, all right. So the master controller can connect up to 32 boards. Okay. Now let's do an example, and before we go to the next section, let's say I have a project with 50 doors, and I want to apply centralized method. My master controller is X100. My reader board, okay, reader board, master controller. Yes, I'm coming to the OSDP setup. Before we go there, I want to cover this. Otherwise, that will be uh, going suddenly confusing. It can become confusing. So let me finish this first. Okay, so here, let's say I want to design a project with 50 doors. How do I design? Till now, what did we learn? Okay, if we have 50 doors, that's okay. How many readers per door? So this also the project specification will decide. Okay, what are the two types of connection for a door? Entry reader and exit push button, or entry and exit reader. So both the side you have reader. So let's assume here I have entry reader and exit is push button. Okay, done. Now master controller can okay. So 50 doors, entry reader, right? So readers, I have 50. Okay. Now reader board, each reader board can connect up to two readers by two. So how many reader board I need? 25. How many master controller I need? This is it can connect up to 32. So this divided by 32. So I need one master controller. So you got it? 50 readers because every door has only one reader, then rest is push button. Each reader board can connect 25. I mean, sorry, each reader board can connect two readers. So I need 25 reader boards. Master controller can handle up to 32. 32 reader boards. Okay, any questions up to this point? It is modules. X1100 can connect up to can connect up to 64 readers or 32 modules. 64 readers per system or 32 modules. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind. So far, okay. The modules can be reader board is a module. Okay, this is a module. Reader board. Each of the reader board is a module. We have different types of module: input module, output module, reader module. So we will see that, but as we move forward. Okay. Ahmed Al Sheikh, did you understand or you have a question? Okay, good. All right, now next step. Let's say I have again project with 50 doors, two readers each. Why is that? Let's say 50, these are, it's a very high security project data center. Every door will have in reader, out reader. What time they came in, what time they left. They want to monitor everything. So they have in and out reader. Okay. Okay. So project with 50 doors, two reader per door. Okay. So if you have two reader per door, total readers is 100. Okay. Reader board, each reader board can handle two readers, so divided by 50. Master controller, sorry, divided by 2, then divided by 32. So I need two master controller in this case. Okay. So project is 50, two reader per door, 100 boards. Okay, done. Now let's say I want to do a distributed system. In distributed system, let's assume 50 doors with 50 readers. X1100. Okay, I will directly use the master controller. So here in distributed system, in distributed system, you will use this controller, master controller, and you can see in the master controller, you can directly connect reader. This is what master controller. There is TCP IP port. This is the one which goes to database. Okay, so this is the main controller. The main controller itself in distributed system will now act like a reader board also. So master controller plus reader board, both function combined. Okay, so in distributed system, I will need 50 readers. So 50 divided by each can connect two readers. So I need 25 controllers. Okay, so remember previously we did the same project, 50 doors, 50 readers. I need 25 boards, a reader board, and one master controller in centralized method. In decentralized method or distributed method, I need master controller directly 25. Okay, so the controller itself will now act like a reader also. This is the controller with the TCP IP connection will act like a reader. Okay, each reader, door input, push button, lock relay, everything is included in the controller itself. So it is a multi-purpose controller. Before this, there used to be a different model, but nowadays both of them are just one model. It can act like a centralized or distributed, but you have to decide which one. You cannot do both. I mean, sorry to confuse. Uh, in the sense, in the sense, in the distributed system, here you cannot connect two readers here again because you're already doing distributed system. Currently, we are not supporting. Maybe in the future you can do this. But what is supported is you can have centralized and distributed in the same project. For example, okay, this again we can only understand with an example. Project with 50 doors, okay, then one gate barrier door. All right. So here you can have in this project for the 50 doors within the building, you can do centralized. And the gate barrier is outside the building. So here you don't want to pull the cable. So here you don't have to pull this RS485 cable. You can directly put one controller and connect the reader there. So here you can have distributed. So you can combine distributed and centralized in the same project. You got it? Let's say maybe a guardhouse. Maybe only one door is there, but you need access control. For that, you don't have to buy a reader board and the main controller board, or you don't have to pull the cable all the way for the reader board from the main controller just for the guardhouse. What you can do is just put one controller there, connect the reader directly. So that is acting like a distributed. So and in the main building, you have centralized. You can have combination of both in one project. That is not a problem, all right? So what we don't suggest is when you have this controller board and you're using as a centralized controller, in the centralized controller, this RS485 connection will come from here at the bottom. One, two, three, four, five. You can take two connections. You see here, RS485, port two. You can take two connection. One, two. So left side you can take one line up to 1.2 kilometer. You can connect multiple reader boards totally. It will not come back. It's only one direction. It will just go and terminate at the end. Then on the right side, you can take another connection. Okay, so total is 32 boards. Okay, you can have 16 here, or all 32 in one line also, no issue. Total is 32 boards. So far, okay. Now, if it is distributed, forget this. You are not going to connect RS485 directly from the board master controller. You will connect to the reader port for distributed operation. Okay, now how does the reader board look? It looks similar actually. This is the two reader subcontroller board, reader 1, reader 2, left and right. What is different here? Here you will not find any this one Ethernet connection, only RS485 in and then out, in, out, in, out. So you will only find RS485 connection, no Ethernet connection. Okay. Now, if the board is dead, this connection will still work, by the way. Okay, unless the wire is cut. The connection, if you wire it, it's okay. Even if the board is out of power, this is hardwired inside, no issue. But if you cut the wire, then only the disconnection happens. Okay. If I connect to, okay, I have a question. Master controller is also connect to reader or not. If I connect, okay, in centralized mode, if you connect to reader, it will not work. At the moment, no, there is it. We have taken it as a future feature support, but right now you have to use it as this or that for one board. Okay, centralized or distributed. So that is a answer to the question from Asif. For okay, okay, next. Okay, so just to review, reader board, input, output, input, push button, door contact, lock. There are two relays available, and yeah. Now this two reader one, reader two, is done using. There is a two types of reader connection called vegan. Okay, vegan. What is vegan? Vegan is the old method of communication between. Let me see if I have. Yeah, here it is. Weekend is the older method of communication between controller board or reader board and a reader. Okay, point to point communication. One reader can communicate using only one reader can communicate in that line. Repeat. So if the reader board, two readers, right? So each line you can connect only one reader, which is standard. Okay, one reader board, two readers per reader board. Okay, in there is another new method called OSDP. It's more secure protocol. It's the same thing. Reader and board communication is either weekend or OSDP. If you use OSDP readers, you can loop one more reader. So you can make it support four readers. Okay, let me correct this. Report one. So OSDP, you can connect a reader, and from here you can loop. Here in vegan method, you cannot loop. Okay, now we will see why this, what is the benefit of this. Back to our example, back to our example, project with 50 doors, two reader per door. Why two reader? Entry and exit. The door has entry reader and exit reader. Okay, how many reader boards I require? Because there are total of 100 readers, I need 50 reader boards. Okay, 100 by because two reader per reader board. So this is vegan vegan method. If I buy the latest OSDP readers and the controller also already supports OSDP, in this case I can loop one more reader. So back to this, although I have 100 readers, because I use OSDP, I can loop from one reader another reader. So total I can support per reader board 4 instead of 2. So I need only 25 reader boards in this case. You got the idea? Okay. Now, this OSDP, it is recommended to use only for this type of configuration. You cannot use it for this. There is a okay, there are 50 doors, 50 doors, uh, 50 readers. Entry and exit is push button. Okay. Here, if you use, okay, how many reader boards required? 50 by 2, okay, 25. All right. Now, here I cannot use 50 by 4 in OSDP because each reader board you can only configure two doors. Okay, it's a tricky one. Let me write it. Each reader board supports two doors. Okay, the door can have one reader, or each door can have one reader or two readers. Doesn't matter, but every board you cannot exceed more than two doors. Okay, so that's why here, if I use OSDP, I connect four doors. That is not possible. That reader board in the software, you can only allow up to two doors. Okay, what is this door concept? Uh, you can have 50 readers, but what is a door? Door means this reader 1 is equal to entrance door. So this is in the software, we have to assign a name for each reader. Okay, reader 1, entrance door. Reader 2, exit door. Something like this is called doors. Okay, the entrance door can have, let's say, reader 3 is IT room door entrance. Okay, the reader 4 can be exit reader for IT room entrance door. So IT room door, it's only one door, but it has two readers. You got it? So a project of 50 readers, sorry, a project of 50 doors means it can have 50 readers or 100 readers depending on the setup. So back to the point, each reader board only supports two readers, two doors. Okay, each door can have one or two reader. Okay, now OSDP method supports looping. So if you have in and out reader, one board is good for two doors. If you are using weekend, if you have in and out reader, then you can only control one door, in out. Here in out, two doors, one door in out. Okay. Now OSDP, to use OSDP, you have to use readers which support OSDP. So you have to check. These are the readers that we have. This is, right, you can see it's similar to HID. It is from HID rebranded. So it is SIDO readers. They have OSDP. It is mentioned here, OSDP support. Okay, then there is one more type of reader called R10 Express. This does not have OSDP. So be careful when this is a non-OSDP reader. Now why I covered this? Because again, price of R10 Express is affordable. Okay, so most of the customers they just want to supply a reader. The specifications are still old. They have no OSDP mentioned. So they don't want to go for a newer model. They will just go with the standard reader. So in this case, if you have in and out reader, don't divide by 4 because the reader does not have OSDP support. It is only weekend. Okay. Okay. Before we move forward, what are the different types of reader available in Sino? Sino with slightly long range, keypad again, with keypad, little bit wider mount, door mount. This is like a back box size. This is like the door panel size, mullion mount. Okay. Okay, let's move forward. This is the biometric reader, card reader plus fingerprint scanner. Then we also supply enclosure to put the reader board up to two boards. Any two boards you can connect. Okay. Then uh, we were going to talk about the boards. We saw two reader board, then we have input board and we have output board. Input board is just the door contacts. You can only connect all the door contacts. Output board is for lift. Let's say you have a project with one lift, 20 floors. Okay, so 20 outputs are required. So you need two boards. If you have two lifts, each 20 floors, you need 40 outputs. Okay, 20 floor. Each floor is one output. So two lift, 40 outputs. So you need 40 by 12. You need that many boards for lift control. Okay. Now, access control software, it comes in three options only. Standard up to 32 door, professional 256 or unlimited. Standard up to 32 door, professional 256, unlimited. If you have 33, you have to go with 256. If you have 257, you have to go with unlimited. If you remember the difference between door and reader, okay, so here we are talking about doors only. A 256 door can have 500 readers, doesn't matter. But if you created the software, door 1, entrance, door 2, up to 256 doors, if you create, it is okay, you can use professional. Okay, so enterprise, unlimited doors. Integration is free. Access control software is also free for small projects. 5 doors, you can use access control for free. You can integrate for free. All the visitor management guard tool, everything is all built in for free actually. For small projects up to 5 doors or 10 readers, you can use access control software. But you cannot add 5 plus 32. Not supported. If you have sixth door, the software will lock, ask you for a license. So you have to make sure you purchase 32 door license before adding the sixth door. Okay. All right. What is the PC required? You just need one PC to install database, main configuration. You can install monitoring application in main PC and additional PC if required. Visitor management, you can install in the reception desk. So i7 or i5 is more than enough. 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, it's enough. Okay. All right. So back to some couple of more examples, and let's say project with 100 doors, 100 readers. We get method, and I am using a centralized design. Each master controller supports 32 subcontroller. Each subcontroller supports two readers in vegan and four in OSDP, but two doors. You can have one or two readers, doesn't matter. It supports two doors. So I have a question. Standard 32 door means 32 doors. Each door can have one reader, two reader, doesn't matter. You can have 64 readers also in and out, but up to 32 doors. Okay, so that is the standard license. 32 doors. Okay, so here in this door, there are two readers. It's okay. It is considered as one door. Here also there are two readers. It is considered as one door. So total in this project, although there are six readers, it is considered as three doors. Okay, since it is only three doors, you can either use free version or you can use the 32 door license version. Okay, you don't have to buy any SQL. It is all included in the software. The database is included in the software. You have to install in a fresh PC. That's the only criteria. Okay, brand new PC. Next is okay. Back to this example. Just to this is where we revise before we close. Master controller, 32 subcontrollers. Okay, it supports. Each subcontroller supports two readers in vegan or four readers in OSDP connection. But overall, two doors. Next, if your project has 100 doors and 100 readers in vegan connection, which means you're using the basic reader, so what you do is find out how many subcontrollers are required. 100 divided by 2, 50 subcontroller. Okay, each master controller can connect 32. So two master controller. How many doors I have? 100. So go for 256 door license. Okay. What is the connection? Actually, the PDF you will see, which I will be sharing with you. RS485 is 1.2 kilometer And reader board to reader is 150 meters, 150 meters in vegan. Okay, this is the standard in any access control. It's the same thing, just like Cat 6, 90 meters plus or minus 10, 5, 5 like. So yeah, 90 meters. Same way here also. Okay, in the manual, access control manual, you will see the recommended cables. You can use them or you can use any equivalent cable also. Next is a master controller, subcontroller. Now I am going to do OSDP. Okay, it supports 4 readers but 2 doors. Okay, what is my project? 100 doors, 100 readers. Okay, since each door has only one reader, so my subcontroller reader board, it only supports 2 door, even if I use OSDP. So 100 divided by 2, so I still need 50 boards. How many master controller do I need? 50 by 32, 2. 100 door to 56 license. Okay, let's take one more example. Project with 30 doors and 60 readers. Okay, 30 doors and 60 readers. What is the meaning of this? In and out reader, right? And I'm using vegan. So reader board, if I use vegan, I cannot loop. Only OSDP I can loop. Okay, so reader board, 2 reader subcontroller. So 60 readers divided by 2, 30. How many master control I need? 30 by 32, 1. How many door license I need? Although I have 60 readers, I need 32 door license because the door is what is required. It can have 1 or 2 reader, doesn't matter. Okay, next. In OSDP, in OSDP, I have 30 doors and each door has 2 readers, so 60. Okay. Now in OSDP method, I can connect 4 readers. Okay, so this is the thing. OSDP, I can connect board, reader. I can loop in, out, in reader, out reader. Okay, so back to here, 4 reader. So here I have 30 doors, 60 readers. So because it's OSDP and it is in and out, I can directly divide by 4. I need 15. And master controller, I need, this needs to be edited. So 15 divided by 32. So only one master controller required and 30 doors, 32 door license. Okay, a combination of central and decentral. 100 door, 100 readers, 1 reader at the guardhouse. So 100 by 2, 50 board, 2 master controller. I can buy one, actually, I can buy another master controller and directly connect the reader. Or there is a PoE controller. Actually, it is obsolete now, so we will not talk about it. But basically, uh, you can have your another controller with 2 reader support. Directly, you can connect to the master controller 2 reader. Okay, so 100 doors, so 256 door license. Distributed system. Each master controller supports 2 readers, so we get 100 by 250. There is no reader board, separate reader board. In OSDP 60, so I can loop. So 60 divided by 4, I need 15 direct master controllers and 32 door license. And rest of them are not critical information. We can skip that. So if there are any further questions, please let me know. Uh, I did not spend too much time here. Let me cover this. Access control software, it is one software. It includes a database with the database software also, no need to buy separate. It has administration console where you create card reader, card holder, controller name, door name, monitoring console for the security operator to check who's coming in, coming out, visitor management application. Then there is gateway application. This is like a small service that is running in the software. It is when the controller is sending to a gateway application. It is running in the same PC, by the way. You don't have to buy separate PC. So the gateway will send that data to the software. So there is an intermediate small service running that is called gateway application. Okay. So you can each gateway, I think. Yeah, I think that is something we can see later. There is each gateway 300 readers, but just keep in touch with us if you have large projects. Uh, this gateway, okay, just to cover that, each gateway supports a particular number of readers. Like you can say approximately 300. So what if you have more than 300? Actually 300 in distributed and 700, sorry, distributed. Okay, so this, if you have more than 300 readers, in any other PC, we will install the free gateway application to channel all the communication from the controller to the software. This one you can get in touch with us when you design because it's just a estimate. It's not like a hard number. It's not like okay, it is only 300 or 320 or 400. It's not like that. Just best practice design to make the communication not overloading on the gateway. Okay, so that's all for the access control system. If there are any questions, just let me know. We can cover it today or you can disconnect anytime. You should be getting an email from me. You will get an email saying for exam, go and please register here. So you can register for the exam. You can, you should do the exam before the 26th. Okay, as soon as you register. So test. So let's say test. As soon as you register, you will see the exam link. First attempt, second attempt. Please, you can attempt this exam. Then 40 days, you should get this certificate. And there is a Google form to do the survey for the uh, training. After you submit the form, you will get access to the uh, PDF document of our training, and also there are data sheets and other questions, other documents answered. There is some video showing integration with the SSM also. Okay, so here also you will get access control documents directly from here. You can also access the access control document when you register for the exam. Okay, any other questions? So Excel sheet is not required because I put it all on the PowerPoint. So the same examples are there. So it should be fine. Let me know if you have any doubts. If there are more than 300 readers connected to the gateway, what will we do? Okay, if you have more than 300 readers, let's say 320 to be specific, uh, we will install another gateway application in any of the PC. You have any monitoring PC, any PC, we will install that gateway application. And so let's say uh, those after above 300, the rest of the ones will speak through a different gateway to the software, same software. So it is just distributing the incoming traffic from multiple controllers. Okay, so you don't have to give any dedicated PC for the gateway. Any existing PC that you have, you can use as a gateway application. And for the first 300 or in centralized, you can use the same PC as the gateway application. So it's fine. Yeah, PPT file will be sent in the PDF format. How do you encode the proximity cards? Oh yes, good point. We have a good point. What is that? Yes, we have peripherals for access control, which is oops, peripherals, readers. Yeah, scanner, card scanner. So you can buy one card scanner for every project. What? For scanning the cards. We have Bio Mini. This is must. You need one Bio Mini to scan the fingerprint. Okay. And if you have fingerprint reader, in that case you need. And another point is fingerprint reader. It can be powered over PoE. Okay. So, or you can give external power. The other readers, they don't need any extra power. They will be powered from the board itself, reader board. Okay. And Bio Mini is working with this. Card scanner, actually from the software itself, you can scan the card, but if you want more convenient method, you can use 5427G2. It's more easier to scan. If you use the software, you have to copy paste every time. From if you use the scanner, so you will see here, Wisenet training 5427G2 playlist, access control, card scanner. So what's the thing with scanner is when you plug the scanner directly in the, yeah, here, yeah. So when I'm entering the new card information, I don't have to copy paste or type. I can directly scan the cards. When I scan the card, it will automatically type here. I just scan, you will see automatically it will type. I don't have to physically type. Okay, so just makes uh, registering cards faster when you use card scanner. Okay, Bio Mini is a must. You should use for fingerprint. Okay, please share the recording. Okay, so in our integration concept, SSM integrates with our access control. So not the other way around. If you take Lenel, Lenel is integrating with CCTV. For us, our CCTV is integrating with Lenel. It integrates with our access control. So after integration, you will use CCTV platform for the operator, also intercom, also other things. For us, it is the job of SSM. Okay. So the direction of integration is from access control to CCTV. Okay. So not from, so the video footage will not go from CCTV to access control, whereas in our integration, the access control data will be sent to CCTV. So this is the slide which you saw. this is the CCTV interface, and access control event will be shown on CCTV. Okay. Types of cable used. Okay, so if there is any further questions, let me know. I will just check setting. Okay, so the PPT file will be sent by 1 hour, actually, sorry, 1 day. The webinar platform, it will automatically send the email exactly within 24 hours. So that is the minimum timeline. So it will send a follow-up email. Uh, Here we go. The minimum is one day. I cannot. Oh, that is 1 hour. Okay, let me change that. So put you should receive it today. Okay, thanks. Okay. All right. Next is controller. V1000. So the cable type. So one of you asked a question. What is the cable type required? So that is part of the manual. This I've seen in the old controller manual. Same one you can use. Input, output, weekend, different. You can use equivalent or same. Okay, so this is the cables. Let's see if the new one also has. Here also it is a cable requirements. Ethernet is Cat5 minimum. OSTP 4 conductor. Reader weekend is also 4 conductor, 150-meter maximum. 610 meter if you use OSTP. IO modules 1.2 kilometers. Alarm inputs, power relays to connector. Okay, so you can follow. Here they have not mentioned any brand. So any cable which complies to this, you can use. Okay, right. Any further questions? What is the difference between X100 and X200? So X100 is back to our PowerPoint. It's controller, reader board. Reader board is a module. X200 is input. So let's say you have a project with door contacts. There is no reader. Staircase doors, you cannot connect any reader. Only door contacts can be connected. So what do you do in that case? You will not buy for, see, if you buy a reader board, each reader board has only two in, so if you see here, each reader board, one input, two input, three and four, only four input it has. And if you have 20 staircase doors, you need five boards. So expensive. So that's why there is a dedicated board just for inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 8 inputs. Here also up to 8. So total 16 inputs. So 16 doors you can monitor the door contacts without having to purchase multiple reader boards. Alright. Same way for the lift, X300 is digital output, only outputs. If you have a lift with 20 floors, each floor you need one output. So if you have 20 floors, you need 20 outputs, so two boards. However, if you use a reader board for the output, one, two, three, four, only four it has. So you need five boards instead. So better than that to go with digital output board. Okay. If anyone wants to unmute the mic, you can go ahead. Mohammed, sorry, please you can unmute. ERP. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to unmute. It's not showing here. Let's see. Attendees. With the ERP system, we have to check that, Khalid, which ERP and what protocol. So we support LDAP, and what are the limitations, what are the possibilities. We have to take it with our pre-sales team. So if you're based in Saudi, Ahmed or Ali Rathor, you can contact them or the sales team and take it from there. Sorry, last question. Door contact means push button only. Door contact is to monitor the status of the door, whether it is open or closed. Push button is to, yeah, I think push button is to release the relay, unlock the door. So every door, where is that wiring? Just there was a wiring PPT. Wiring information. Yeah. So controller, subcontroller, RS485 up to 1.2 kilometer. Vegan reader from the subcontroller. Push button connected to the uh, reader board. So to release the lock when you leave the office. Door contact is also connected here and to monitor the status of the door, whether it is open or close. It should be like this. Yeah. Yeah, there are different types of door contacts for flush mount, surface mount. Uh, Also, some doors, locks have the built-in door contact. So yeah, if it is closed, the circuit is closed, so the software will know that the door is locked. This you can research separately because this is not new. This is typical of any access control system. Okay, Okay, feel free to post in the chat. Some users I'm able to unmute, some of them I'm not able to unmute. So we can Muhammad Ali. Let me check yours. Muhammad Adil. Okay. Okay. Can you unmute now, Muhammad Adil? Yeah.
Oh, hello, yeah, now it's what?
Yes. Okay. Any question, Adil, other than this?
No, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Sam.
Oh, thank you. All right. All right then. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. And if you have any doubts, can just send me an email. Actually, I'm on sick leave today. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will be back. So I should be able to reply back tomorrow or day after. Thank you. Have a good day then. Bye bye.